Hi guys, welcome back to the Social Tune. And today, we're back with a new top 10 list. This time, the top 10 worst hit songs leading up to the turn of the millennium. And boy, would you not know that from going through these 100 songs. Sure, I'd argue 1999 is a good, maybe even a great year for music. But as a year that should feel grand and momentous, it's not all that interesting. Now granted, when it comes to the bad music released this year, 1999 is still easily one of the strongest years in the 90s, but it also meant that putting this list together was really tough, partly because I was unfamiliar with most of it, and also because even most of the bad songs aren't particularly god-awful. I mean, the biggest song of this year is Believe by Cher, a song that I had honestly never heard before diving into this year in detail. Needless to say, I went into this kind of cold, but eventually I was able to scrape together 10 songs that I feel represent the worst that year had to offer. So, let's start things off with our dishonorable mentions. You know, nowadays and back in the late 2000s, autotune doesn't really feel egregious unless it's extremely overused. But back in 1999, it really did stick out like a sore thumb. And it's especially annoying because I know that these two can sing. Hell, they proved that on the verses. So why would you do it? There's no reason for it except to be different. And while I understand the need to stand out within the industry, this is not the way to go about it. Next! Funny how one line can completely rob a song's integrity, isn't it? I'm kissing you, running my fingers, making our way beside the stairs. We can do it anywhere. I can anywhere. This song is fucking ridiculous. The entire vibe of the song conveys a sense of urgency and action, and yet at the end of the day, it's just a song about how this guy wants to have sex with this girl anywhere and anytime. And there are some weird locations listed here, like the water cooler and the kitchen floor, which sound both cold and unhygienic, two words that you never want to associate with sex. The only reason this didn't make the list was Lil Zane's guest verse, which is easily the best part of the song, but it's nowhere near enough to actually save it from the list entirely. See, my love would drive you crazy, 'cause I be going boom like an 808. Be making circles like a figure eight. You know, I don't really think Black is a bad group. They had some potential, even if they were heavily ripping off TLC. Unfortunately, one of their members is Natina, who fancies herself a rapper, even though she's not, and as a bonus has an incredibly obnoxious voice that echoes throughout the entirety of this track. Combine that with a woefully dumb chorus, and you have an easy early contender for a bad mid-2000s hit. So, in a way, I guess the song's ahead of its time. Congratulations, ladies! And I hope you always stay the same, 'cause there's nothing about you I would change. Wow, we really did have a loose definition of singers back then. What am I talking about? We still do. I guess it's a tad more noticeable when your song is the most cliched and generic song ever written. The sentiment of the song is that you're perfect just the way you are, a sentiment that has always and will always bore me to tears. Bruno Mars couldn't pull it off, and despite all the backing gospel vocals in the world, Joey McIntyre is far inferior. Plus, hoping that people don't change is futile and entirely selfish. It's nowhere near as romantic as people think. Why can't we just have more songs about how everyone should just do what they fucking like? Is that so hard? Now I can't come around, 'cause when a woman's fed up, no matter how you it ain't nothing you can do about it. Pretty sexist and really hard to swallow from R. Kelly. The only reason that this didn't make the list was that I don't entirely disagree with him. I get where he's coming from. Bitches be crazy after all. But still, discussing everything about women with that frame of mind is extremely narrow-minded. I mean, yeah, how dare women get angry at R. Kelly for peeing on them, marrying them when they're underage, forcing them to call him daddy. He's just so lovable. And now, on to the top 10. You guys should all remember Blackstreet, right?
I like the way you work it, no diggity. I thought to bag it up.
Yeah, these guys were legends in R&B, and back then there were plenty of male and female R&B groups. And to me, these guys were among some of the best, which is why it pains me to put a song of theirs on this list. And it's not even that the song is that awful, it's more like a huge big question mark of why the fuck would you ever do this? I really have no clue what the thought process behind this was. Was it just some coked up executive watching TV with his kids and then suddenly thinking, wait, I could profit off of this with a sexy R&B group? If so, for some reason, it worked. I don't know how many of you watched Rugrats growing up, but for me, I look back on them fondly, but I never loved them like I did Thomas the Tank Engine or Fairly Odd Parents. It was just a show about babies, and that's it. Why would you make a song surrounding this?
See the magic in your eyes, strong enough, to bring your dream to life.
Yeah, don't be fooled. The chorus may have nothing to do with anything, but our guest rappers are very clear on what they want to talk about.
Dill is the one that drop in the stroller. And Tommy got the whole world on his shoulder. Cause Dill cried to sleep till his eyes were deep. And I couldn't have been Chucky to Petro. Chucky get scared, Chucky said let's go. If I wasn't rough, it would have been so real. Me and my twin would have been just like Phil and Lil.
And how the hell did they get Maya on this? Keep in mind, she had just come off a fairly successful album in 1998. And yet, this is her only appearance on a hit song 1 year later?
Sitting here thinking about it yesterday, about what we did and how we used to play. Just the thought of you brings a smile upon my face.
Look, I'm a guy who doesn't mind a corny song now and then, but this is unbearable. I feel that this song should come with its own scarecrow saying, keep away if you don't want to vomit stars and glitter. Also, why would you sample the theme song? Sure, it fits, but as theme songs go, it's pretty boring.
Smiles come to life and dreams come true. Ooh,
I have no idea why this was greenlit, who came up with it, and why it even exists. But either way, it's definitely one of the biggest question marks in music history. Well, this shouldn't be controversial at all.
I wish you would step back from that ledge, my friend. You could cut ties with all the lies that you've been living in. And if you do not want to see me again, I would understand.
Yep, while I may have no issue with Third Eye Blind as a band, they're good, just not for me, I have always hated one of their biggest hits. However, I do get why other people like it.
And your friends have left you, you've been dismissed. I never thought it would come to this, and I want you to know. I wish you would step back from that ledge, my friend.
See, it's a positive message calling a friend back from the ledge, reminding them just how much they have to live for. At least that's what I'm told, because that's not what I'm getting from this song at all.
The angry boy, a bit too insane, icing over a secret pain. You know you don't belong. You're the first to fight, you're way too loud. You're the flash of light on a burial shroud.
Yeah, most of this song feels less comforting and more jovially disinterested. If I were about to jump off a ledge and someone came up to me and started saying some of these lines, I would probably jump. You're so angry, you're an outcast, nobody likes you, but I'd really like it if you didn't jump. I mean, listen to the phrasing and the tone on the chorus.
Wish you would step back from that ledge, my friend. You could cut ties with all the lies that you've been living in.
I sure wish you would listen to me, you're being very difficult right now.
I know something's wrong.
Oh really? What was your first clue?
Well, everyone I know has got a reason to say, put the past away.
Sure, bury the past, it doesn't matter. God, so much of this song could have been redeemed with just a couple of rewrites. Put the past behind you. I beg you to step back from that ledge, my friend.
And if you do not want to see me again, I would understand.
See, even he knows what a dick he sounds like here. But what annoys me most about the song is this.
And I do not think anyone knows what they're doing here. Everyone's got to face down the demons.
Yeah, everybody's got problems, but they all deal with their shit, so why can't you? Fair enough, but then what's that bullshit that you say right after that?
Maybe today you can put the past away.
So, which is it? Do you face the past or not? Now, to be fair, this song is redeemed by being extremely catchy and having some great guitar work. Plus, they intended to write this song to help people who are contemplating suicide, and while I may think it's very poorly executed, there's no denying that it has helped some people through tough times. So, as bad as it is, I can't in good conscience put it any higher. So, really bad song, but at least some good came out of it.
Pay the bills, pay my telephone bills, pay my bills. I don't think you do, so you and me are through.
You know, it may seem like this song is really high on this list compared to some of the others we've already discussed, but it's not so much for the song itself and more for the issue it represents that ran throughout the 90s.
It's not right, but it's okay. I'm gonna make it anyway. Pack your bag up and leave. Don't you dare come running back to me. It's not right, but it's okay. I'm gonna make it anyway.
Whitney Houston has always fascinated me. When she first broke onto the scene, everyone saw her as a game changer with her beautiful belting voice. And for a while, she was. Back in her glory days, Whitney Houston was a powerhouse who seemed to know exactly what she was good at. And then one day, she appeared to forget all of that completely. Suddenly, Whitney wanted to be smooth and sexy, trading in the power ballads for sleek R&B. And boy did it suck.
Friday night, you and your boys went out to eat. Then they hung out, but you came home around 3. Yes, you did.
She had several of these hits in 1999 alone, and I'm hard-pressed to find any of them that work for me. She wants to be Janet Jackson and J-Lo so bad it was embarrassing. It's like if Ariana Grande and Rihanna woke up one day and decided to just co-opt each other's styles. It just wouldn't work.
See, I'm moving on, and I refuse to turn back. Yeah, I thought I had somebody down for Whitney. It turns out you were making a fool of me. Oh, I've been through all this before. Don't think about it.
This is going to sound very snowflakey of me, but why is this a female empowerment anthem? If you claim that this is exclusively empowering to women, it's unintentionally kind of sexist, since you're implying that only men cheat on their partners. Which is kind of funny when you consider that she was the one accused of cheating, and the vast chasm that she tumbled down in that violent marriage of hers.
It's not right. So okay. I'm gonna close the door and leave your key. Rather be alone and unhappy.
I have no ill will against Whitney, but she really did waste her talent for an unfortunate half of her career. And this is a prime example of just what a mess that was, right down to the awkward cadence on the verses.
I'm packing back so you can leave town for a week. Yes, I am. The phone rings, and then you look at me. Turn and look at me.
Whitney, you clearly want to belt, so just do it rather than staying in this awkward, uncomfortable, unhealthy situation. This is hitting the nail just a little too directly on the head. Let's just skip to the next one before I say something I'll really regret.
Pack your bags up and leave. Don't you dare come running back to me. I'll pay the bills, pay my telephone bills, pay my bills. I don't think you do, so you and me are through.
I have a pet peeve when it comes to certain types of positive music.
Don't worry about a thing. 'Cause every little thing gonna be alright.
Yeah, you all know this classic, right? Well, I think it's stupid. Who wants to be told that everything's going to be alright, especially when it sounds this stilted and insincere? It's fine if the singer sounds like they mean it, but more often than not, it sounds condescending or creepy, or in Shawn Mullins' case, both.
Everything's gonna be alright. Rockabye, rockabye. Everything's gonna be alright. Rockabye, rockabye.
To me, nothing quite screams creep with an acoustic guitar like Shawn Mullins on this song. There are certainly worse acoustic ballads I can think of, but this is definitely the pinnacle of them.
She grew up with the children of the stars in the Hollywood Hills and the Boulevard.
He sounds like he's spying on this girl from the shadows, or more accurately, her bedroom closet. And that's all before you even look at the lyrics.
Her parents threw big parties. Everyone was there. And from the stage I can tell that she can't let go and she can't relax.
Yep, this is about a rich, privileged girl who doesn't feel special. Can you tell how sympathetic I am? But anyway, Shawn Mullins says he's going to comfort her in possibly the creepiest way imaginable.
I sing to her a lullaby. I sing everything's gonna be alright. Rockabye.
First off, a lullaby? Do you want to put her to sleep for your own nefarious purposes? Which, by the way, is not helped by him saying everything's going to be alright, and certainly not rockabye. I mean, hell, remember how much shit Clean Bandit got when this first came out?
Rockabye, baby, rockabye.
Rockabye, rockabye, rockabye.
Rockabye, baby, don't you cry.
Rockabye, rockabye.
Your guys' minds are in the worst of gutters if you interpret I'm going to rock you as sexual. Meanwhile, here's Shawn Mullins wooing a supposedly teenage girl with baby metaphors.
She's so pretty. She'd be a whole lot prettier if she smiled once in a while.
Yeah, go tell her that. See how she takes it. And then in the final verse, the narrative just switches completely.
I told her, I ain't so sure about this place. It's hard to play a gig in this town and keep a straight face.
What happened to the girl, her parents, anything to do with the previous lines? And why are you mocking your audience?
Everything's gonna be alright. It's your rockabye, rockabye. Everything's gonna be alright, rockabye.
From what I hear, Shawn Mullins is actually a really nice guy in real life, but if this was all I had to work off of, I'd like to have him arrested and committed. If you like it, good for you, but for me, it's a terrible one-hit wonder, and I have no wish for a second hit anytime soon.
Pay the bills, keep paying my telephone bills, pay my bills. I don't think you do, so you and me are through.
Well, we've danced around the issue long enough. You can't talk about the turn of the century without discussing this band. I could be avant-garde and go for the badly written love song directed at the one they're devoted to, who, despite their devotion, they're absolutely sure is going to split up with them. But occasionally, I like to go for the obvious targets.
Every morning there's a halo hanging from the corner of my girlfriend's four-post bed. I know it's not mine, but I'll see if I can use it for the weekend or a one-night stand.
Let me be clear, Sugar Ray is not a boy band. They're a bunch of frat guys who decided to make music in order to get laid. And as a bonus, they're terrible at it.
Couldn't understand how to work it out. Once again, as predicted, left my broken heart open and you ripped it out.
As much as I may rag on Shawn Mullins for his rasping and his acoustic guitar playing, at least he doesn't sound tone deaf, and at least his guitar has some melody to it that doesn't sound stiff and programmed. And speaking of stiff and programmed, our frontman, ladies and gentlemen.
Said that we can do it, you know I wanna do it again.
He sings like the karaoke version of himself who isn't sure that he knows all the words. And then of course you have the confused mess that are the lyrics on this song.
Every morning there's a halo hanging from the corner of my girlfriend's four-post bed.
According to most of the outlets I've consulted, the halo here is a metaphor for a used condom, implying that his girlfriend is cheating on him. So, how does he take this revelation?
I know it's not mine, but I'll see if I can use it for the weekend or a one-night stand.
So, you're going to take this used condom and use it to cheat on her, I think. But after this, he goes on to act hurt, followed by the assertion that either she or the guy she slept with is heartbroken, but our frontman certainly isn't. And he thinks that she thinks she loves him, but she's a liar.
I know it's not mine, and I know she thinks she loves me, but I never can believe what she said.
And then the cycle repeats. Only it's less a cycle and more an infant with bad depth perceptions attempt at drawing a circle.
Every morning there's a halo hanging from the corner of my girlfriend's four-post bed. I know it's not mine, but I see
I'd ask what this song is even trying to do, but I and many of you lost interest a long time ago, as well we should. Screw this mess, on to the next one.
Every morning, baby, shut the door. Every morning when I wake up.
Pay the bills, keep paying my telephone bills, pay my bills. I don't think you do, so you and me are through.
Blurred lines. I know you want it. I know you want it. Oh yeah, yeah. But you're a good girl.
There are certain artists who think they're sexy. Those same artists are mistaken, of course, but it's still interesting to see these guys strut around like they think they're hot stuff, even though in reality they're more like parodies of actually sexy singers. But you know what? At least those people are usually famous and have the excuse that the attention went to their heads. In this case, though,
You don't have to say a word. I'm convinced you want this, baby. You know I can give it to you. No, I can't deny. Do it right. Just let me know when I'll give it to you. Show me where, taste you there.
occasionally a song fails purely on the strength and conviction of its frontman. And to Jordan Knight's dubious credit, he certainly is trying.
Baby, you know that I'll give it to you. My body needs a man like me. Anything goes when I give it to you. Without a doubt, I turn you out. I give it to you.
Oh, he's trying so hard to prove that he's a sex icon who's going to give it to you. But I don't believe it for a second, and of course it's not helped by the awful writing.
Just so you know, when I'll give it to you. I do. Show me where, taste you there.
Ladies, when a guy asks you, where is it you want to be taken, you may end up feeling disappointed. And keep in mind, the girl he's talking to here hasn't had any in so long, meaning of course he's going to feel better than nothing, or at least I hope so.
You say it's been too long since you had some. It's creeping around in your head, be holding you down in my bed. Anyone can make you sweat, but I can keep you wet.
The other part of this song that fails as a sex song, though, is the production. This weird, glitchy electronic production is not sexy in the least, reaching its unsexiest peak on the bridge.
You know I gave it to you. You know I gave it.
Before the song just stops in its tracks, not even giving the audience a satisfying conclusion.
Feeling is fine, giving you everything of mine.
Pay the bills, keep paying my telephone bills, pay my bills. I don't think you do, so you and me are through.
The 90s were a really weird time for rap music. Some of it was ruled by Dre, Tupac, Biggie, and all of those legends, and the rest was completely swamped by nobodies and novelty acts. But while those novelty acts could be annoying to watch, at least they were just trying to have fun. There are more painful things to watch, like say, a gangsta trying to prove that he's hard and failing.
Yo, yo. Throw 'em up. Throw 'em up. JC Money. Show me that. Who that? Who that? Huh? Who that? Who that? Who that? Who that? Huh?
I am not a fan of repetition. I don't know how many more times I have to say this. I mean, the chorus is basically asking this fake guy what he's doing trying to step up to his level. Okay, repetition aside, that's fair enough. But your point is that this guy is nowhere near hard enough to fit into your crew, right? And how do you choose to emphasize how hard you are? Really intimidating. Do you know who else tried that? And that's more intimidating than you'll ever be. And the verses are not much better.
Who that old brand nigga tryna hang with the click? Flossing like you came with the click, or would you bang with the click if it was thick? Or do you just like dick? The player, I don't know you nigga, tell me who you with.
I'm gonna sound like such a snowflake for saying this, but in today's day and age where rappers like Tyler the Creator are coming out of the closet, I have no patience for this. I will say that Soul's verse is slightly better though.
See them niggas on pause, dropping digital phones, asking me where you from, cause they want to clone niggas. Them lines, they spit, they want my shit, but game be whack, I turn my back.
Okay, it's nothing great, but it does save the song from being higher. Still, while some may have come out of the 90s wanting to forget MC Hammer and Will Smith, this is the kind of music that will truly be forgotten for good reason.
Who that? Who that? Who that? Huh? Who that? Tryna get up in my groove.
Pay the bills, keep paying my telephone bills, paying my bills. I don't think you do, so you and me are through.
You know, for someone who doesn't like repetition, I sure end up repeating myself a lot.
Girl, you looks good, won't you back that ass up? You's a fine motherfucker, won't you back that ass up? Come and get daddy when you back that ass up. Oh, who is you playing with? Back that ass up. Girl, you looks good, won't you back that ass up? You's a fine motherfucker, won't you back that ass up? Come and get daddy when you back that ass up. Girl, who is you playing with? Back that ass up.
As I've stated before on this channel, I have no issue with ass anthems on principle. I'm much more forgiving of 2014 than most for that exact reason. But this is just blatant.
Come and get daddy when you back that ass up. Oh, who is you playing with? Back that ass up.
That's right, ladies, just back it up and call him daddy. What's the problem? I mean, technically he's not talking about your ass, but your ass. Yeah, there's no reason that was misspelled other than to annoy me. But my main issue isn't even with the chorus, it's with the verses. See if you can spot why.
Girl, you're working with some ass hand. Your bad jam, make a nigga spend his cash hand. His last hand, you can smoke up by your bag hand. A grass hand, got money, I can fast hand. And trash hand, I like slanging wood jam, out the hood jam. Let it be understood jam, it's all good jam. I'm just do a trick yeah, on the dick yeah. You claiming you want a bitch yeah, that ain't shit yeah.
Every single line ends with yeah. Why?
I'm sweating in the drawers yeah, hard log yeah. Wanna walk it like a dog yeah. Break it off yeah, get how you gon' get yours yeah. That for sure yeah. You fucking with my nerves yeah, to the curb yeah.
Are you asking for confirmation? Is it because you want to cover up just how many of these rhymes were flubbed? Actually, that's probably exactly why. Either way, it serves to piss me off immensely. Luckily, our guest rappers do break up this trend, but don't worry, they make up for it by sucking.
Go get it, yo. Gang spit it, yo. Put the bitch on the wall and I hit it, yo. Looking kinda lonely, I'm feeling honey. Put the dick in the middle like Monet. Look at that, I love a fucking hoodie rat. That's a fact, you a motherfucking get it, girl. Quit it, girl, I'm the nigga, the hit it, girl.
You hear how the music just continues for a bit at the end of his verse as if to give you time to recover? It's pretty appropriate. And finally, the song ends with a verse from...
After you back it up, then stop, then what, drop it like it's hot.
Holy shit, 1999 Lil Wayne? This was early Wayne, pre-fame Wayne, mixtape Wayne. This guy was a legend. Alright, maybe I'm finally gonna get the chance to praise him properly on this show?
Now after you back it up, then stop. Now what, drop it like it's hot. Not drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. CMB, make you drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot.
Next, please.
Drop it like it's hot. Look,
Pay the bills, keep paying my telephone bills, paying my bills. I don't think you do, so you and me are through.
Blackstreet's back, alright.
So at this point, you guys have probably all heard about the boy band wars of the late 90s. Many of you were probably on the side of NSYNC, or like me, the cool kids, on the side of the Blackstreet Boys. But believe it or not, that's just the tip of the iceberg. There were so many boy bands marketed to different audiences back then, too many to count. And most of them were completely irrelevant a year later. But there were one or two groups that were still a legitimate threat for a while, one of them of course being Sugar Ray. But as much as it pains me to say, the group that I've placed at number 2 isn't an atrocious posse who I despise, but a band that I actually don't mind most of the time. But believe me, they earned this.
She's been good to me, and she deserves better than that. It's the hardest thing I'll ever have to do, to look you in the eye and tell you I don't love you. It's the hardest thing I'll ever have to lie, to show no emotion when you start to cry.
If there's one thing that I've learned over the years, it's that nice guys are the fucking worst. And I say that as someone who used to call himself a nice guy for quite a while back in the day. And while I'll take this over Shawn Mendes promising to treat you better, this still makes my stomach churn.
We both know that I shouldn't be here. This is wrong, and baby it's killing me, it's killing you. Both of us trying to be strong.
See, the premise of this song is simple and loathsome. The guy is addressing this girl, carefully framing her as the listener, telling her that he's leaving. Because, while he's had fun, he's actually already in a relationship. So this guy is a cheater who used this girl, but then felt sorry for his wife because she deserves better than him, so he broke it off. Now, on paper, this could be a fascinating, maybe even complex song. One little problem.
I can't let you see what you mean to me when my hands are tied and my heart's not free. We're not meant to be.
Yep, they're trying to make us sympathize with the guy who's returning to his wife after cheating on her. And keep in mind, he says that she deserves better, and yet he's still returning to her, and no, she didn't bring this on herself, it's entirely his fault. But again, rather than just breaking it off and admitting what a terrible human being he is, he decides to leave this girl who he used with this.
It's the hardest thing I'll ever have to do, to turn around and walk away, pretending I don't love you.
Way to manipulate your audience, guys. When you ask most teen and tween girls what their favorite thing about boy bands is, most of them aren't going to say their ability to cheat and not leaving their partners any sense of closure.
She's been good to me, and she deserves better than this. The hardest thing I'll ever have to do, to look you in the eye and tell you I don't love you.
This song fucking sickens me. It baffles me how anybody thought it was a good idea. 98 Degrees, I do feel sorry for you, for those record executives who made you play this fucking piece of shit. So, what ended up topping a song where you're supposed to sympathize with someone who cheats on their spouse?
It's the hardest thing I'll ever have to lie, to show no emotion. Pay the bills, keep paying telephone bills.
Oh come on, you all know it's Summer Girls.
New kids on the block had a bunch of hits. Chinese food makes me sick, and I think it's fly when girls stop by for the summer. For the summer, I like girls that wear Abercrombie and Fitch. I'd take her if I had one wish. But she's been gone since that summer. Since that summer.
Yep, if you're at all familiar with 1999, this shouldn't surprise you in the slightest. This is one of the most legendary bad songs ever recorded. Mainly because, despite being gratingly catchy, it's one of the most nonsensical songs ever written.
Hip-hop marmalade, spick and span. Met you one summer and it all began. Your
for the best girl that I ever did see. The great Larry Bird, Jersey 33.
How did that connect, you ask? Well, if you're asking questions already, you are in for a headache.
When you take a sip, you buzz like a hornet. Billy Shakespeare wrote a whole bunch of sonnets. Fell deep in love, but now we ain't speaking. Michael J. Fox was Alex P. Keaton. Stayed all summer, then went back home. Macaulay Culkin wasn't home alone.
You know how many critics have ragged on Train, telling them to go back and rewrite some of their songs? This makes them look competent, because every single line here is just there to rhyme with the previous one, with no time for sense or logic.
New kids on the block had a bunch of hits. Chinese food makes me sick, and I think it's fly when girls stop by for the summer.
Okay, from the final line of each verse and the title, we can gather that this song is about a girl. A girl who he met in the summer. So, what do we know about her?
You love hip-hop and rock and roll. Dad took off when you were 4 years old. There was a good man named Paul Revere. I feel much better, baby, when you're near.
So is her dad Paul Revere? I mean, you can't prove he's not, considering her dad left when she was little.
Summertime girls are the kind I like. I steal your honey like I stole your bike.
You stole her bike. Okay.
Call you up, but what's the use? I like Kevin Bacon, but I hate Footloose. Came in the door, I said it before. Think I'm over you, but I'm really not sure.
And now you suddenly want to be over her? Make up your mind! And then you have this weird repeated mantra.
When I met you, I said my name is Rich. You look like a girl from Abercrombie and Fitch.
You know, just for fun, I decided to look up Abercrombie and Fitch's ad for the summer of 1999 and... holy shit! Fun! Summer! Happiness!
You love fun dip and cherry coke. I like the way you laugh when I tell a joke. When I met you, I said my name is Rich. You look like a girl from Abercrombie and Fitch.
To be fair to these guys, there is apparently a reason why this song is so bad. It was apparently never meant to be released to the public. Yeah, the frontman, Rich Cronin, said that he just strung this song together for fun, on the fly. He only meant for his friends and family to hear it, and yet it suddenly blew up, and before he knew it, it was completely out of his control. So that's why this song is so bad, it's barely even the first draft of a song. Guess that proves that record executives will market almost anything in a pinch.
New kids on the block had a bunch of hits. Chinese food makes me sick, and I think it's fly when girls stop by for the summer.
Look, I don't usually do this, but I wanted to say a few words about Rich Cronin before leaving you guys, because he does not deserve to have his name attached to this, or at least not just this. He opened for NSYNC back in 1998, which probably helped this song get popular. He dated Jennifer Love Hewitt for a while, even though that fizzled out pretty quickly. And after leaving LFO, he even tried to start up a new band with, amongst others, Chris Kirkpatrick of NSYNC and Jeff Timmons of 98 Degrees. Unfortunately, in 2005, he started showing early signs of leukemia. He battled it for a while, but unfortunately he didn't have the resources to treat it correctly. Rather than letting it get to him though, he instead founded the Rich Cronin Hope Foundation for Leukemia in order to raise awareness, encouraging people to donate blood and bone marrow. Sadly, Rich Cronin passed away at the age of 36 in 2010, and honestly, I'm very sorry to hear that. Again, I don't usually include this, but in this case, my number one may be awful, but the artist behind it doesn't deserve the blame. Hell, I'd even say he deserves your respect. Does that make the song any better? Fuck no. But it's still important to remember that behind the music, these are still people. People who deserve to be remembered for more than just their worst moments. So, rest in peace, Rich Cronin. I hope that I was able to wipe your slate a little bit cleaner than this song would usually allow.
I like girls that wear Abercrombie and Fitch. I'd take her if I had one wish. But she's been gone since that summer.
So, thank you guys for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Sorry about the tangent at the end, I just felt it was important to say something. And unlike some other artists who have led tragic lives who I talked about on this list, like Whitney Houston, I'm betting most of you didn't know about it, and I just felt you should. That's all. Beyond that, which list would you like me to do next? Post it in the comments or tweet it at me at @thesocialtune, link in the description. Please subscribe so you don't miss a thing, and until the next time, I'm Finn, and this is The Social Tunes, signing off.
She's been gone since that summer.